Howdy everybody, and welcome back to Jim's Rust and Stuff Shopping Warehouse. Here's a cool little find from the other day. I just got this a couple of weeks ago from a man who I'd worked with years ago. And he looked me up. They were losing their place. The family had bought this new and he didn't want it to go to scrap. It'd been in a building, a barn, for almost 45 years. Same place. He said when we drug it out the other day, the first time since '79 it had come out, but and another time he said the early '80s, so somewhere in there real close. But we're going to see what we can do with this today. So we'll see if we can get it cleaned up a little bit and get a little further along. I've been working with it a little bit, and we'll talk a little more about that here just shortly. So this is a great little piece of vintage American machinery. For no bigger than it is, this thing is built like a tank. It is it's a mower, a little riding mower, but very heavy frame. Frame's thick and heavy. Cast iron HH100 10 horse Tecumseh engine. You know, just built really well. The tires, these are the original tires, the Sears tires that came on it. This thing, it was, I mean, it's set in a building for almost 45 years on flat tires. I just put air chuck to them and aired them up about a week ago, and they're still holding air again. I mean, and they're just dry rotted. The rubber's just completely coming apart. I've done a few things to it. I freed up the steering and the lift for the deck and things. Today, I think we're going to pull off the engine shroud, the tin, and clean it out. I couldn't believe it. I got the key switch unstuck. It was stuck. The key was stuck in the ignition, and I got it unstuck and put jumper cables on it, and believe it or not, it turned over and it's got spark. I didn't even pull. This is 67, the last year for points on these Tecumsehs. I didn't even pull the cover and clean the points. So today we're going to clean out the engine cover and maybe see if we can get it to start. We'll see if we get that far. Okay, so we got 3 straight screws that held screw head bolts that held our starter generator belt cover on, and we've got that off now. 2 of them actually came out. 1 did break off. Yeah, and then we spent a half an hour getting the cover off. I did. Wasn't as easy as I'd hoped, and I know it never is, but that's the reason we're out here in the driveway. All the buildings are full, and I thought, no, I'll just yank the covers off and clean it and give it a shot. It's easy stuff. I know better than that. It never works that easy, but had to loosen the footrest up to get the cover off of from around the pulley and between the footrest. So, all right, let's get our screen off. It is way too hot for this out here. I thought this would be quick and easy and didn't expect it to be this hot. Wow, look at that. It is full. It is very much full. All right. Whew. Next time I will clean a spot out in the shop though. And now gently with a bar, we'll work on our pulley a little here. And off it comes, just like that. Alright, after getting the bolts out of the shroud, which seemed to take forever, we finally got it apart. It took forever because, well, everything is very, very tight in there to get to. It is not easy to get to. Look at all the crud and the back in there, and you can even, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's even fell out into the tractor frame. We'll get that cleaned up next. I cleaned it out a little bit. I got to do some more cleaning, but you can see here that everything looks surprisingly good. The mice have not been in there chewing. They've been in there, I think. Not nearly as bad as I thought though. But I don't have any chewed up wires. All my wires are good. Of course, things are rusty, but I mean 40 some years sitting in a damp barn. So, but all in all, really it's not horrible. So all right, some more cleaning. We'll get ready to put the tin back on it. Get in behind some of this other tin. I took the two little bolts out holding the coil in, or on, and cleaned the contacts on the bottom of the coil and the magnet on the flywheel. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want a nice contact. Light sandpaper, fine sandpaper, emery cloth. Sometimes as bad as this one was, a little wire brush maybe to start. There was a lot of crud and rust in there. This coil's still good. I'm surprised it was firing as bad as it was. But if your mag coil goes bad on these, you can put a 12-volt battery coil on, like a coil off of a Kohler K-series engine. Or you can use an automotive coil from whatever else, or even Napa. But make sure it's got a built-in resistor, or you'll burn points up and things. Or you'll have to put an inline resistor in.